Yo, 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 we are back for another episode, the Big Homies Podcast. I'm your co-host, Coach C. Bell. I got my boy,
TFletch500.
TFletch500.
Let's go.
We back, man. Hey, I love the shirt, man. You got the old school form on your shirt today.
Old school form. Yeah, yeah.
You
I
got
had to take it back.
you got the old school form shirt on, then you got the new school form in the background. I love it,
Yeah.
man. Inglewood all day.
You got to tell somebody you from Inglewood without telling them you from Inglewood sometimes.
Real
What
talk,
Kendrick
real
Lamar say?
talk.
Sometimes you got to pop out and show
Certified boogeyman. I'm the one that upped the score on
them. I sing the whole song. Don't get me started.
them. Hey, we upping the score on them, man. Big Homies Podcast. Before I get into it, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Go to the Big Homies Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the love that we're getting, and we're just building it up organically. Like I've been talking about. Also, make sure you go on Instagram, the Big Homies Podcast. Make sure you follow us there. We put all our latest content out there. We appreciate the love, man. We appreciate all the support. And we're going to keep going all the way to the top till we get to a millie. A millie, a millie, a millie, a millie. Yes, sir.
And then
Yes,
we gonna
sir.
keep it pushing right after that.
Keep it pushing. Can't stop, don't stop.
Uh-oh, pause.
Yeah, pause that. No Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy. Take that pause. Take that pause. Hey, it's funny. Yeah, you got to say pause for everything. It's like, damn, you
Hey,
can't say nothing.
it's important. It's important. Or,
Hey,
you
brother,
know,
pass me a straw. Pause. You can't say nothing. Especially around when you talk around some youngsters. See, me and Coach T Fletch, we both coaches. We coach younger people. So you really got to watch what you say all the time.
yep.
Yes, sir, man. All right, so we're gonna get into it, man. Game four, man. What a crazy game. What a crazy game. What a crazy game we had the other night. The Knicks end up pulling it off. I believe it was 107, 106. And they pulled off a hell of a comeback. The biggest comeback in NBA history. Down, what were they down? 29?
29 points.
29 points. And they walked them down. Walked them down. 29 points, man. It was a tale of two halves. Spurs played exceptionally well first half. I believe they broke the record for threes made in the first half of the finals. I think they knocked down 14 threes, but it was a tale of two halves. In my opinion, they fell in love with that jump shot, which can be very, very, very dangerous. They fell in love with those jumpers, and it was all downhill from there in the second half.
Yeah, we said this a lot about Boston in the past, especially last season, when we first started this episode. And so this year you saw Boston do the same thing with fall in love with the three ball. And as easy as the three ball can get you a lead, it can help you lose that lead too. And that was by definition in this game today. And it was upsetting to see it happen because the one thing that we keep talking about this on this show is positionless basketball. And you saw that there was no inside threat for San Antonio, especially with them having a 7'4" player who's supposed to be or potentially the face of the league. And you didn't see an inside presence in the game. We talk about like teams not having like true point guards anymore, but where's the real power forward too? Like, does San Antonio have a guy that can go down low and just get a bucket other than Wemby? I can't think of one, and that's a tragedy in today's game because growing up, that was one of the first things that we learned was, yo, if we're gonna slow the game down, we need to have an inside outside type presence. And you just didn't see that last night, and it was disappointing to see.
Yeah, I just think that from a coaching standpoint, how the game is played, it's five out. Which I don't have a problem with five out basketball, but I think that ultimately, whatever happens in the off season, I think that the Spurs they will do themselves a favor by adding in some different mixes with their offense, and that includes getting Wemby on the post up. So you got to take advantage of him being 7'5", bro. You got to take advantage of his height advantage that he has inside. You got to take advantage of that. And that to me, getting him on the elbows, getting him at the nail, getting him, off the block in that Karl Malone area, allowing him to operate with guys cutting, putting shooting around him. I don't think you can guard that. I really would like to see them, and it might not happen. And they don't have to run it completely. I would love to see a variation of the triangle offense where you hit the pinch post or you hit the mid post and you got baseline cutters. You got that screening action at the elbow, dive action, guys pulling, constant movement. And one of the things that I noticed, not trying to skip ahead, is I believe, like, especially down the stretch of that game, I just thought that the Spurs didn't really do a good job of executing, and they're more so playing not to lose the game versus just to finish the game and put their foot on the neck of the Knicks. And I think that because of that, that allowed the Knicks to get back into the game. And I think anytime you have those big leads, it's important to continue to progress forward. Or you got to continue to progress forward, and that comes with execution. You don't stop running your stuff. You get in the flow of things, and then you continue on and finish the job. You got to finish the job. When you're up 29 points, a lot of people talk about the De'Aaron Fox play at the end. He should have kept it, which he should have. He should have kept his dribble, got fouled, went to the free throw line because I think he was like 7 for 8 from the free throw line, 8 for 9, something like that. He should have did that, but it shouldn't have came down to that at the end of the day. I think it should have came down to them executing and taking care of business, and they should have went home 2-2 versus down 3-1.
Yeah, this series definitely should be tied up 2-2 right now, headed back. And the last game that they lost was actually really close. So they could possibly have swung this and been in a situation where it's a 3-1 lead for San Antonio. But right now, that's not what we're looking at. And so that's neither here nor there. But to agree with you, there's no reason why everybody needs to come down just to one play and say that, oh, De'Aaron Fox should have dribbled the ball out, which he should have. But especially being a point guard, he's been a point guard his whole life. You got to know the clock. I don't think Chris Paul shoots that shot, so I'm just throwing that out there. But the one thing, there's a few things that drove me crazy. First of all, no team comes back from 29 points with a little help from the other team. Right. So it doesn't come down to just one game. But one thing that drove me crazy was the foul at half court. Like they were nowhere near the basket, and he made a foul with De'Aaron Fox after, getting blocked by OG. And then the play right after that, I don't know if it was a defensive strategy, but if you look at it, like if anybody's matched up on OG on that out of bounds play, it's him. He's matched up on OG and he runs straight to Brunson, which gives OG a direct line to the basket, and everybody else is boxing out. Everybody else on the court is boxed out for the Knicks except OG, which happens to be De'Aaron Fox's man. Now, I can't necessarily blame that on him because I don't know the defensive assignment, but I do know that that's three mistakes that you literally could point at him towards the end of the game. And it doesn't help that Wemby missed two free throws. Shout out to Stephon Castle, who's looked like a gangster in the series, is knocking down big time shots. And I think that championship pedigree kind of carried over from college a little bit. So I feel like that helps.
Yeah, for sure, man. And you brought up some really good points, man. And we're gonna go over it. And perfect segue. We're gonna go into the Coach C Bell 2 minute tape. I'm gonna share my screen here. Spurs with the ball, isolated at the top. Big turnover by Fox, man. You never want to give up turnovers, but luckily they came away with the ball. Big time drive. I think that's huge, man, because for me, that's got to be the emphasis for the Spurs, especially when you got a big lead for that third quarter. I know we watching the last 2 minutes, but for the third quarter, to me, coach, I think the emphasis had to be the rim and not even paint for swing jump shots, which they shot the ball incredible in the first half. Now we're trying to get to the rim to finish. And, Wemby had a couple of opportunities where he actually get downhill and he was successful. So to me, you don't go away from that. 104, 103 San Antonio. That's the miss you talked about earlier. Another miss. Now we 104, 103. Cat sets that screen for Brunson. They kept the matchup. Little show by Wemby. Oops, sorry. Castle on Brunson. That's just tough. That's tough.
Greatest Nick of all time. I'm
Greatest
saying it
Nick of
now.
all time.
Greatest Nick of all time.
Now we 105, 104 Spurs. Fox at the top. Wemby set the screen, roll. Oh my God, my bad.
And I really think right now something that stands out is the fact that Jose Alvarado is still on the court. And that says a lot about Coach Mike Brown having faith and trust in him because he stepped up and made big plays.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's the thing. Shout out to Coach Brown, man, and we've talked about it. His ability, his belief in his team, using his roster. Uh, Alvarado has been terrific for them throughout these finals, and those minutes matter because that little bit of time that you can give Brunson some rest, it's huge. And he's a guy that he's played meaningful minutes when he was in New Orleans, so and he's built for the moment, and he's a New York guy. You know, he grew up in New York City, so you can't write a perfect story, a better story than that, in my opinion. Swinging it around, great closeout by Hart. Stepped out.
It's
That's
terrible execution. And one thing that I really would like to see in these situations is the ball in Dylan Harper's hands. Right now, he's not a rookie. Once the 82 game season is over, he has proved himself to be a veteran player on this team and on the court. I think he deserved to have the ball in his hands in those clutch situations at this point.
Definitely, I agree with you there because he's a guy that can go get his own, and he has no problem getting downhill and making plays at the rim. He's tall enough, strong enough, athletic enough to make those plays getting downhill, and he has the ability to recognize where the help is coming from and finding an open guy. Now we had about less than a minute. Knicks bringing it up. Step up screen, slipping out. Little down action by Cat, followed up by Alvarado, setting that screen, swinging it around. Right there. I love the job that Castle was doing. Vassell was doing right there. Once Brunson gives it up, you got to do a heck of a job getting into his body and trying to make sure that he doesn't get it back. As you can see, it's 7 seconds left on the shot clock. So you want Alvarado with the ball at that time versus having Brunson, an all-star, probably going to be the finals MVP, getting the basketball back. So that can't happen right there. To me, you got to find a way just for those little bit of seconds for him not to get the ball back. Still did a good job, end up getting a stop. Now this is after timeout, sideline out of bounds. Spurs set it up, sideline out of bounds. Now it's 38.8 seconds left. New York Knicks up 105, Spurs 104. See, I'm gonna run this back a little bit. I would love for in the future for Wemby to curl around right there, coach. Curl around right there and get Mitchell Robinson on your back and hold the seal there. And then from there, now you can play around Wemby. Right now, he's not quite strong enough to ward through that pick and get the ball. But right there, it should be a curl around, and then you get Wemby because he has the height advantage. Nobody in the world can guard him. And I think that's going to be part of his maturation process.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think anybody else will touch the ball right now. The throw the ball in the backcourt, nobody else touches the ball right now. I'm getting the ball to Wemby at the elbow, short corner on the block, and I'm clearing out that whole side.
Absolutely. They get it to Fox at the top of the key. He's operating, taking a contested pull up, great rebound.
I do love the
Like,
quick shot though. I do. I like the two for
yeah,
one. I
yeah,
do.
you got to go fast, and I
Yeah.
agree. But that's why I really would have loved for Wimby to get it on that curl. He can go right into operation, and guys can cut and move around and crash just in case he misses. But once again, that's a winning play by Castle going to the glass, and he gets himself some free throws.
Knock down two clutch shots too.
Absolutely. Knicks call timeout. Gonna run it back just a little bit. Knicks call timeout. So right here, crucial moment. Obviously, 106, 105, 30 seconds left. 30-second left. Crucial moment for the Spurs. Have to get a stop here. You have to get a stop. Every possible way imaginable. You got to get it done.
I don't like Wembyana not putting pressure on the ball right there on the inbound play either. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, you definitely got to put pressure on the ball. I agree because he has to use obviously, man, 7'5". You got to use that length. You got to be active on the basketball.
Yeah.
There they go to get the screen, go screen by OG. They keep the matchup there. And here's the play you talked about, Coach. You got a 1 and 3. Strong side corner is filled by Cat Towns. Then you got the three guys opposite of him, opposite of Brunson operating, getting downhill. They get it back to him.
Well, just like you talked about right there needs to be a hard deny. If he gives the
Yeah,
ball up in that type of situation and he's their best player, there's no way that you let him get that basketball back.
no way, no way. You got it. Once he gives it up, he doesn't get it back. That's a full out face guard. And here's the infamous play that everybody talked about. All right, everybody talked about. You talked about it, Coach. You being a former point guard, just having a recognition and awareness up one and just dribbling it out and getting fouled.
I think it's different as Jose Alvarado. I think if he's running you down, then you probably take that layup. It's OG Anunoby, fam. Arguably the MVP of this series right now. And I'm going to say that he is for the New York Knicks. There's no way that I'm trying to get a layup over him. And Darren Fox, if you're not dunking that basketball, bring that out, fam. Bring that out. We about to shoot two free throws. We're literally up one. What are we doing?
Exactly, and that's something I thought about. As athletic as Fox is,
Yeah.
I'm
Or
thinking if
is
you
it? Or
go,
isn't?
that could be true. That could definitely be true. But I'm thinking if you him in that moment, even just having that extra burst of adrenaline, you get up and you dunk that thing with two hands. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? If you're gonna go for it, and then of course that puts you up three. They have a chance to tie, but at least you made a bucket. But ultimately, a learning lesson for him. You dribble the basketball out. Great, and hey, listen, great play by OG. Great play by OG chasing him down and getting that block.
It's like LeBron when he blocked the ball at the rim in a Warrior series.
Yes,
So
yes.
let me ask you a question. Do you think that this is backcourt right here on Alvarado?
Uh, let me look. Let me take another look
A
at it.
lot of people didn't talk about this. This was one of the first things that I saw. A lot of people don't know this rule. The ball has to cross half court. The ball never crossed half court, but watch his feet. Slow it down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
ball, not your your
Both his
body.
feet went on the other side of the court, and then he stepped back over.
So now the
But
Knicks.
what, wait, more importantly, what do you think about this foul? Would you have foul? Because they're not set. Now they're able to call a timeout and get into a set play. It's 5 seconds left. You got to take foul at half court. Alvarado
Yeah,
has the ball, not Brunson. If Brunson had the ball, then yes, I might do a take foul. I'm not giving a take foul on Jose Alvarado on that point, especially
yeah.
after I just got my shot blocked.
Yeah, I think it was just, out of nerves, you feel like you got to take foul, so you go ahead and take that foul right there. So I just think it's just out of habit and, whatever the case may be. But you're right. Once again, you want him with the ball, or do you want Brunson with the
Exactly.
ball? So, and I keep saying it, anytime he don't have the ball, I'm full out denial.
So who's guarding the ball right now is a very important question I got for you. On the out of bounds play, who's actually guarding the ball?
So,
Oh,
so this has to be the strategy of the Spurs. Fox is supposed to be on the ball, but
right.
what they did is they doubled up off the ball. All right, and I'm guessing they did that based upon not allowing Bronson to get an easy catch. But you got to be careful of that because now you free up the inbounder right away, and that's a lot of time to make something happen. Towards the end of a game. So they switch. And here, right there, we talked about that. You talked about that as well earlier, Coach. Right away, Fox goes towards Bronson with the ball. But, Coach, who's guarding Bronson?
I like Wemby guarding Brunson. I don't think you need help in that situation.
Exactly. That's why I asked you that. You don't go help Bronson there. You stay home because Wimby, the alien, 7'4", who knows what his wingspan is? 10 feet. I don't know. But you don't have to go over there and help so much. Obviously, Bronson is, he's going to look at trying to exploit that matchup, but you don't go. That help is way too aggressive. And look, the shot goes up. The shot goes up on the double team. Check out OG. All right, OG is 2-on-1 on the backside because you got two on the ball. He has a free run to the rim, tip in, game time.
What do you think about the out of bounds play that the Spurs ran?
I have to look at it honestly.
I actually liked it. I think that once you set that screen for Castle, he's got a potential bucket at the rim. It's just a bad pass. And so you see how Carl Anthony Towns all over the ball? That's how
Mm,
Wemby should have been 2 possessions ago. Wemby backed all the
absolutely,
way up. Yeah. So Carl Anthony
absolutely.
Towns make this pass extremely difficult. So if you're Dylan Harper, first thing I'm thinking is it's gonna be hard to get this live in. Let me just get the ball, make a simple pass, and throw it to Victor Wembanyama right in front of me.
I love what Mitchell Robinson is doing. You want
Oh
to be
yeah.
on. You want to be on body prior to the inbound.
They're not
He's
calling a foul right now.
Yeah, they're not. The officials call the game a little bit different in these situations. 1.2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Mitchell Robinson is completely on the body. On the body. He knows if he's not on the body, that can be a potential live pass, catch, and finish by Wemby.
Wide open at the rim.
Yeah,
It's wide open
and
at the rim.
I know why you like that play because they essentially they use Wemby as a decoy,
Exactly.
and he set that pick. But that pass, I believe that pass was too low.
Yeah, yeah.
But to me, that pass could have been too low based upon what you just talked about, Carl Anthony Towns being active on the ball.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he tipped it.
Yep, active on the ball. Game time. 107 Knicks, Spurs 106.